He's right there.
What?
You're on.
Oh,
Fire away.
thinking.
He may griddly when ready, fire.
I'm thinking. Leave me alone. All right. If you would like to keep the air conditioner on
Today.
But not tonight.
But
Tonight
not-
we need heat.
donate here. If you like coffee, and trust me, I needed coffee this morning. Not so much now, but this morning, yes. King Harv's Imperial Coffees at www.kingharv.com. They got some really great stuff. It's a great story fuel for stories you didn't know you were going to write.
And they have a sale on today.
Yeah.
Stories. I don't have time for this. If you need a snarky t-shirt, this guy's got snarky t-shirts. tinyurl.com/motherleaves Friend of ours, if you order anything from King Harv's or from the t-shirt place, let them know you heard about it from us.
All right, open the box.
Kind of worried. We got this last week. We just had and I'm supposed to open it on air, which makes me nervous.
Well, we had Rob Hampson with us last week, and that went a number of different ways. For those of you that are not friends with Rob, please go on
Go be friends with Rob.
go on Facebook and look up his teaching after he got off the air with us. The man is literally an educator and a damn good one,
And a PhD.
and knows what he's talking about, unlike a lot of people on Facebook.
It's not ticking. Oh, it's orange. I like the orange. I keep telling folks I'm not Japanese. It is nine-tailed fox.
Katsuni.
A kitsune.
Kitsune. I like it.
That does
Not-
not like a Build-A-Bear.
Not Japanese. I like it. European foxes, people.
It's not European either.
No, that's Japanese.
Yeah. Very much Japanese.
Coffee gift to flutter foxes. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Sam Robb wrote a little kind of lighthearted thing about Flicker Fox. He's the guy that invented the Flicker Fox concept. And for some reason, it jumped up and grabbed me. And I've been doing, mine's considerably darker and maybe a little more adult in a good way than Sam's is. I decided the Flicker Fox needs, there's a reason for the chaos, and I really think that it's a chaos that's needed. And apparently a lot of people do
A bunch
too.
of other people.
So I've been banging around while I might add trying to put together an anthology that's due tomorrow. This whole thing's jumped up and grabbed me, and y'all aren't helping at all. I don't know. Cedar's all giggly about it.
She sees a book coming.
It's been a while since we put out a children's book, an illustrated children's book.
It'll be another year because this is definitely Christmas season, and with 8 days to go, it's not coming out this Christmas.
No.
It's it's very much that children need chaos. And children do. Chaos is what sharpens children, what sharpens them, what makes them stronger. And not necessarily bad chaos, but just chaos.
Well, I was going to say that, which does not kill them first.
And today I started writing because girls need a different kind of chaos than boys do.
Most girls.
Girls need a different kind of, not better, not worse, just different. So I introduced the Flicker Fox's wife. And then that jumped up and grabbed me, and I started writing a mythos. And it's I don't have time for this. I really don't. Y'all aren't helping. You're not helping either.
I wasn't trying to help, unless by help you mean get a book published.
But apparently, it struck a chord with some people.
Yeah.
Holy God, did it strike a chord with people?
That does happen on occasion. Yeah, boys and girls are different. Who knew? Anybody that's ever tried to deal with women?
Anybody's had nieces, nephews, or,
Yeah.
or boy children, girl children, nieces and nephews. Girls thrive on chaos and need chaos as much as boys do. Theirs is just a little different.
Yeah.
Not a good nor bad, just is. Start of a new Christmas tradition. So if I put it on my public Facebook page, Ian, it's if you want to read the mythos, it's banging together while I'm trying to put together an anthology due tomorrow.
Yeah, the original A New Christmas Fable appeared on the Bug Scuffle Gazette, which is Ian's Substack. I'm actually sitting here and sketching the Flicker Fox from the original image that's with that is by D. Jason Fleming.
Yeah.
It's actually not one of my pieces for a change.
Sam Robb came up with the original concept of the Flicker Fox. I just took it and ran with it. And I made it different. I made it richer and darker, I think. More
developed. You're bringing
his is a very much, and this is not a ding. His is very much just a quick kids thing. Mine's more of a mine's grown a bit, not in a bad way. It's just a little different. People seem to like it. I don't know. I got shit I need to be doing. I do.
Well, we've all got stuff we need to be doing, especially coming up on Christmas. I don't know how many of you watched the Army-Navy game.
I did not. And of course, since I wasn't watching, Army lost.
Yeah. But I, for one, would propose that the combined Army and Navy Academy Glee Club do the national anthem for the Super Bowl. That was one of the best national anthems I think I've ever heard.
Not bad. Flicker Fox. The way it seems to be coming out of my head, it's a Christmas spirit, or it's two of them, of chaos. They're the ones that give the gifts that go bang. The Mrs. Flicker Fox, or the Flicker Vixen, delivers the glitter bombs to the girls and the kittens, and maybe a
Sugar
horse,
and spice and everything nice.
maybe a horse if you're really dumb. Because trust me, chaos. Give a girl child a horse and get out of the way. The Flicker, the male Flicker Fox, and Sam gave it a Finnish name. I'm not even trying to pronounce. There's umlauts in there, and I ain't gonna try to pronounce it. The male one delivers the chemistry sets with the perchlorates and permanganates in them, and the rocketry.
Yes, Tom, the ant farms and the drum set.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I knew which ant you were talking about too. Thank God.
No, the Fox does not deliver ammonium triiodide. However, he delivers the components. I wrote something today. Mrs. Flicker Fox is there to make sure that he gives age appropriate chaos. And I put a throwaway line in the first one that said, the parents may not like the spring-loaded glitter bomb, but the original had gunpowder, so be grateful.
Yeah, drum kits for 5-year-olds,
Yep.
provided they don't live in your house. Yes.
Recipes for rocket candy, that sort of thing. Glitter bombs, butterfly nets for the girls. And they're coming back with frogs and crawdads. And
Because their brother stole it. It
Yeah.
wasn't used it where it should be
oh no,
used.
I've seen plenty of nieces go.
Oh no, I was the one that stole the fishing nets because you're not catching a crawdad with a butterfly net.
Yeah.
You're not going to keep it anyway.
Tom says, my wife was that ant.
Yeah, right.
Then we had kids, and all of her friends and family
Thought it was
brought their
funny.
revenge.
Thought it was funny, didn't it? Then it became funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Back
yes,
$25
payback.
koi fish around here. Mrs. Flickerfox grins at you. Yep. They are Mr. and Mrs. and they're chaos. They're chaos spirits for Christmas.
Having had two daughters and have a granddaughter and two grandsons, yes, very much difference.
Get TC, I was too busy catching walking sticks and tiny little horned toads.
Texas.
Texas.
And that's apparently this little mythic thingy, new neo mythos thingy is taken off. It's just
Well, people need something different for a change.
it's just too late in the season for a Christmas book this year. If I can, and trust me, once I get the anthology out, this will probably go away.
Yeah, Tiff, that would not surprise me. I know a number of kids of my age group that got females that got horses.
Yeah. I read a meme somewhere. It said, "You got a daughter, buy her a horse. That way she'll never have enough money for drugs."
That's no shit. Thank God neither one of my daughters got into that. But I did have friends whose daughters ended up with horses, and yes,
Yeah.
the amount of money you spend on a horse, you think a
Trying to
dog
keep it
or a
alive.
cat's bad.
We had Mustangs.
Yeah.
And then when we were in Alaska, we had ponies, although my pony Prince was a half hand shy of being full horse, so not pony. But I grew up with, we generally had 2 or 3 or 4 Mustangs.
Yeah.
But we were not the show horse peoples.
Yeah.
I was taught how to ride by a cow pony.
Yeah.
Who was emphatic if I was not in the proper position on the saddle, he would move himself till I was.
Yeah.
And boy, howdy, are they good at that?
Yes, he was. And
Yes.
he was in his 20s when we had him, and to the best of my knowledge lived to be about 30. He had emphysema.
Yeah.
We had to feed him alfalfa, which yes was very expensive. And when we moved to Alaska, he was sold and was still doing gymnaca with their kids. Lovely old cow pony.
Yep.
The only thing I couldn't do with him is if he and I got into a pasture where there were some cows, he stopped listening to me.
Yeah.
I was a bump on his back while he did his job.
Yep.
Wherever he decided he wanted those cows to be, he put them.
Oh, this one ain't fully grown yet.
We ended
Seven
up
tails.
getting given a Shetland pony when I was a kid.
Oof, okay, that's a
I'm
whole
sorry.
different.
Somebody hated your guts.
Well, I figured out later, the only reason they gave it to us is we had a pasture, and they were just trying to get rid of that little son of a bitch.
This is the way with the Shetland.
That little, I mean, it bit, it kicked, never got it, never rode him.
Hey, Brian's not seeing video.
Huh. That's interesting.
7 tail. It's not fully grown. Little red Welsh mare that actually been bred by thoroughbred.
Oh, that was, yeah, Tiff, that was not accidental. That was somebody oopsied on that one big time. But I grew up riding on my uncle's ranch, so cow ponies, some of which were bigger than the others, some of which were quarter horses. And like I said, do you think the vet bills are bad for dogs or cats?
Oh, no kidding.
When you-
Horses wake up looking for a way to die.
Well, and the other thing too is that there's not a lot of large animal vets left anymore.
No.
Everybody specializes in cats and dogs and the little small animals because, well, first of all, they can't kill you by accident.
Yeah.
And both a horse and a cow can and will kill you by accident without intending it, and
Yeah.
they'll kill you if they intend it too.
Oh yeah.
But the small animal vets make a whole hell of a lot more money than the large animal vets do.
Especially the ones that
And vet
corporatize.
school is more expensive than medical school.
Yeah.
And takes just
Until-
as long.
You start getting into x-rays for horses.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is that
because those are specialty items.
Right. If you can get into one of the specialty places,
Yeah.
like where they're raising racehorses and stuff,
Yeah,
you're willing
ranches.
to spend that kind of money on it.
Ranches, because
But
horses are still vital for
Yeah.
a ranch.
Yep. But an individual horse, they're probably not going to spring for tens of thousands of
No,
dollars.
you got to
of-
remove them. They will.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I've seen people spend tens of thousands of
Oh, yeah.
dollars on a horse for
I
a
know.
daughter.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Jim Anders is on.
Show
Yeah.
ponies are
Hey,
a
Jim.
whole different ball
Oh,
of
yeah.
wax. That's not what my family was doing.
Yeah. Well, it's, the thing is, the large animal vets are a disappearing breed. No
They are.
question.
They really are.
Well, and a lot of
Just like farriers.
yeah,
Mhm.
they're being
Oh,
snatched
yeah.
away by the big ranches.
Yeah.
I think 460s has got like 10 vets.
Yeah. Speaking of puppies, Jim has apparently bred his dog, so there are going to be puppies soon.
Nice.
That could be interesting.
I've seen the pictures and video of that dog working. That is a happy dog.
Yeah. Them's going to be some expensive puppies.
They're going to be good ones. If they're half a patch off their daddy, they're going to be good puppies.
Yeah. So congratulations for that, Jim. One thing I do want to talk a bit about this afternoon, wherever the hell it is. The Navy has come out and basically said that the V-22 Osprey is unsafe.
No.
They have gone back and looked at Navy Marine Corps accidents. They tried to look at the Air Force stuff, and the Air Force is playing I've Got a Secret again. What a friggin' surprise.
Remembering that the V-22 probably is a great part of its build and testing is at Amarillo.
The V-22 is a helicopter flying sideways, basically. So that caused a number of crashes early because the helicopter pilots did not understand the vector change. But what they have is a very, very complex aircraft. Many more moving parts than normal. And it's a maintenance nightmare. The other thing that they're running into is that trying to keep kids that are trained on how to maintain that thing. Because the average Navy Marines avionics types are a 3-year tour. So in a 3-year tour, it basically takes 1 year to get up to speed. It takes 1 year to get comfortable working on the airplane. And then you get about a year of productivity, and then they move on. So it's a constantly repeating cycle. And what happens is we end up with critical shortfalls in maintenance. I was offered a chance to go ride a V-22 years ago and didn't take it. And I started out in age 34, so yeah, Todd, super high pressure hydraulics running way too much. 3,000 PSI is a lot. But the steering knuckles, the prop mechanisms, the wing mechanisms are extremely complicated. They are very, very hard to align. They're hard to work on. And the Navy and Marine Corps have done their best to develop a comprehensive plan. The problem being that the upgrades, the midlife upgrade for the V-22 is still not real. Yeah, 6,000 to 9,000.
PSI?
It depends. So the Navy is seriously looking at what to do with them. And one of the things that I'm hearing back
Sell them
channel,
to the Chinese.
huh?
Sell them to the Chinese.
One of the things I'm hearing back channel is cancel it. Yes, it was an attempt at a great step forward. But at what point do we need to stop losing people?
Well, again, in Amarillo, watching the fun part was watching the transitions. the V-22 transitions from vertical flight, and those great big fans drop forward. Watching those transitions was always fun.
Yeah, sometimes they transition smoothly, sometimes not so smoothly.
And when the first time that you can always tell a new pilot or a new test pilot doing the transitions.
Yeah. The thing is, much like, and I posted this on my blog this morning, blog and Substack. Boats replied, and he was a former bosun's mate, primarily on AOEs and TAKs. So they did a lot of work with CH-47s back in the day. 47s had a habit of crashing because the blades get out of sync on a 47 and they impact each other and shear off. And he watched a number of them go in, and the crew's dead. Nobody's recoverable. Yeah, they try to do a SAR, but it's too late at that point. A friend of mine was actually on board. He was the senior air crewman on Desert Dog when it went in off the back of the destroyer a number of years ago. And he actually jumped about the time it hit the water, and he survived it. But he was one of the lucky ones. The problem with the 22 is that it needs work. It needs dedicated maintenance personnel. The other thing that we've run into with it, and I say we as a group, the Navy and Marine Corps, the average number of maintenance hours per flight hour is 15. 15 maintenance hours per flight hour. That's the fleet average. The V-22 is up around 22 or 23 maintenance hours per flight hour. And that's not counting any upgrades to it. That's just basic maintenance. For those people that have been around aviation, know what a daily card is. That's your basic daily. That's basically filling out your hydraulics, filling your fuels, oils. Basic maintenance. If the pilots gripe something, you fix whatever they gripe. That's not taking the in-depth look at the rest of the airplane. So what's going to happen, I don't know. But at least the Navy and Marine Corps are owning up to the fact that they don't want to kill anybody else.
Nice of them.
Yeah. Well, it's somebody's mother, dad, father, son, brother, sister.
Yeah.
I said I got to watch. I was in Amarillo when they were very proud to announce the V-22 Osprey would be out at the airport, and I got to watch. I was not impressed. I swore then I'd never climb on a V-22.
Yeah,
I just
Johnny, they don't have any spare time. The average military maintenance tech is, depending on the shop, is working 12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
They normally work 3 shifts. But that 8 hours turns into 12 because they're helping the second shift, and the second shift's helping the third shift. The third shift's helping the first shift. And you start sending people to training, now you take your shop even further down.
Yeah.
So where does it end? Yeah, Raptor, that's true. Jag did an episode years ago, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, we've had it's been killing folks for over 20 years.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But I did have to laugh, and I showed it to Ian and Cedar. Rick Randall, a friend of mine off the East Coast, sent me a accident report from 1972 from Neil Hansen when he was shot down the first time in Laos. And it was a list of what he claimed loss of. And Rick didn't know that Neil's an old friend of mine. We've known each other 30 plus years. And in the loss report, he claimed crayons, a coloring book, and pens and pencils. because that was Neil. That was one of the ways he dealt with breaking in new co-pilots. Was in the middle of a combat mission, he'd go, "Oh, I'm scared," and reach in his helmet bag, pull out coloring books and crayons, and start coloring. And if the co-pilot basically cussed him out, took over and flew the airplane, Neil figured he was a keeper. If he didn't, well, that co-pilot went to somebody else. But that was the day Neil was actually shot down twice in the same day, along with his kicker. And his kicker, after the second shoot down, refused to get on the helicopter and walked across the Plain des Jars in Laos all the way back to Long Tien by himself, which was interesting because PDJ at that point in time was not in friendly control. And when he finally made it back 2 or 3 days later, Neil asked him, said, "Why in the hell did you do that?" He said, "I wasn't going to take a chance on the third time around."
I love the fact that he lists witnesses.
Yeah.
The other pilots in the flight and the enemy.
Yeah.
And what did he do? What was he doing while the items were lost? Parachuting to the ground.
Yeah. Yep. And he very proud of his Switlick worm pin. Raptor, it was called Combat in Laos in the Secret War. Neil was Air America for many years. So, all kinds of stories out there. If you want to hear some of Neil's stories, you can go on YouTube and look up Captain Neil Hansen, Hansenneil. He has spoken extensively at EEA convention at Oshkosh, and he's been featured on a number of Wisconsin programs. So yes, he was actually shot down twice in the same day, and third time picked up by a helicopter, and that was what got him back to base. But he has an interesting history.
Yep.
And he was actually, before he went to work with Air America, was the pilot for the Teamster boss, Jimmy Hoffa. But he got out of that before Hoffa got killed.
I was
So
going to say.
Smart.
he had nothing to do with that.
Greg says we did shit people would not believe. No kidding.
Yeah.
That went on until about the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God there were no cameras or cell phones back in the day.
I hate to tell folks this, but a significant number of training accidents weren't in training.
No.
No.
Well, depending on your definition of training.
Yeah.
Training accident. Yeah. Oh, so I'm assuming everybody is ready for Christmas. Har, 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 har. Yeah, she's giggling. For my own part, I'm hoping that Rita's got everything that we need to get for Christmas. No many trainings, huh? The Cold War wasn't always cold, guys.
Goodness, no. That's why I get so.
Go ahead, say it.
That's why I get so pissy when people tell me that Cold War veterans are not real veterans.
Yeah.
Because I know what my dad and my husband went through, and I'm sorry, but being stationed in the Fulda Gap, being in a radar base where you're not allowed to leave a building because they know that you have such a large price on your head that the Russian snipers will be doing their best to take you out, and they can see you from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, these men that served during that period of time were willing to lay down their lives. It just didn't go hot in a public way. And there were a great deal of men and women who lost their lives, and it got written off as training accidents.
Yep.
So when your modern day veteran says, "Oh, those weren't real veterans because they weren't in combat like I was in the sandbox,"
Yeah.
I get a little pissy.
Yep. Ice in the villages in June. Yeah, Rick, I know what you're talking about.
For those of you who don't know, last Wednesday, I had a very muscular orthopedic surgeon ram a soda straw into my left hip. When the nurse says, "Hey, look at me, don't look at your hip, look at me," that's a clue. And got very stuff shot in there. And apparently, I had an oopsie way back when, and an Army doc happily informed me that I sprained my hip. My ortho said, and I quote, "Oh, bullshit." And over the last 30-something years, my left hip has gone kind of wonky, but the government will never pay for it because it was a sprain.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that was six weeks on oxycodone before they could get me in for the hip injection.
an oopsie, a singular. Yeah, right.
A friggin' orthopedic surgeon told me, when you limp, that's your body's way of telling you need to start using your cane.
Yeah, Julie, they were still murdering service members in the PI in the 90s. Hell, they were doing that from the 60s on. Those little Filipino girls with their butterfly knives take care of problems real quick.
But I've been getting steroids and what acid?
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
Hydra something acid. Apparently WD-40.
Hyaluronic acid.
Yeah, hyaluronic. Yeah.
It's WD-40 for joints. And the only thing, it was unpleasant. The only thing that the internet made it seem so much worse. When the lidocaine went in, that wasn't pleasant. But I didn't feel. We got a nurse going, "Look at me, nope, look at me, don't look at your hip." I didn't actually feel anything.
Yeah. Yeah, Greg, the number of recce crews, as in reconnaissance crews that were lost during the Cold War in various places,
The issue.
some of which where we weren't actually there.
I am not the 10 man, although I am. Doc said, whenever you stop being a stubborn ass, you might want to get that hip replaced. Nope. No. Told me I had to keep lifting weights because when you do get the hip, and it's not the femur. Femur's good. It's the pelvis where the head of the femur goes.
Yeah.
That apparently getting slammed into a tree apparently is bad for your pelvis.
It does things to your bone structure.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
On a good bad scale, bad.
James, my ortho, is a vet, and he is fired up and seeing what he can do.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to get my medical record from the Army. Good luck with that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, Julie, the PI was driven by money. The earth-shattering kaboom that happened did kind of put paid to the whole thing with the military and the PI in the Philippines for a few years, although we've been back in there for a number of years in various capacities, just not on a full-time basis, although that's looking to change.
That's literally the MRI and the X-rays. He said, "What the did you do to your pelvis?" I said, "Only thing I've done to my pelvis is sprain it." He said, "What?" And I explained to him what happened and what diagnosis I was given. And he literally went, "Oh, bullshit."
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Scooty.
Yeah, Richard, Navy's supposed to go back in there full time, although, no comment. Everybody kind of keep Nancy in your mind.
Got to have to kick the Chinese out of there.
Yes. They are now getting flooded up in their part of the country.
Oh, Nancy?
Yeah, Washington State.
Yeah.
They'd be a bit wet.
And it was snowing out on the East Coast because I was getting photos from my son of a Navy base covered in a lovely blanket of 6 inches of fresh snow.
I feel sorry for the poor duty sections. God damn it.
Yeah.
So did you break your hip? Well, I haven't sometime. And the only time I can think of when I got slammed into a tree by the wind was then. I don't remember any other, and apparently a bunch of compression fractures.
Oh, Jim,
I would do it.
which bar? I would almost ask which bar in Longapo. I know you weren't down in my part of the town.
I walked out of a bar long ago straight into a Bruce Lee movie.
Because we were on Gordon Alley the first street to the right as you went out where the traffic circle was, with the pond with the alligator in it. It was such fun back in the day.
I remember. Doc told me I'd sprained my hip, sprained the something in my hip. It's 40 years ago, people, leave me alone. And I was on crutches and high value opioids for a while. And
Fun to watch, not fun to be in. True on both counts.
apparently it was not a sprain.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's where it happened.
Silver Peso. Silver Peso was up at Angeles City, if I remember right, Greg. By the way, we've got Navy squadrons flying out of Angeles City now, but they're restricted to the hotel, so they can't go out in town.
Does that actually work?
No comment.
Okay, got to fix and say, because I don't know about y'all, but the 80s and 90s telling Army guys that a bar was off limits, not the result you were looking for.
Marlin Mansion. I think they are at either the Hyatt or the Holiday Inn. I don't remember. It starts with an H.
This episode is fun. For certain values of fun,
Yeah.
I was on oxycodone for 6 weeks. I did something, woke up, went to bed one night, fine, woke up next morning in agony and very limited range of motion. And I tried to, Rita is not happy with me right now. I tried to get it out because I'll be fine. Narrator, he was not, in fact, fine. Finally went to the ortho. I went, whoa. He gave me the, oh, okay. Yeah. And then he's looking at the x-ray. Whoa.
Yeah, kind of like my doctor after he looked at my back.
Yeah.
7,000 hours in P3s, 12,000 hours overall. Boy, you were stupid. Oh, really? Tell me something I don't already know.
When the hell did you break your hip? I've never broken my hip. I sprained it once. Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, Kermit, there's always one. Hopefully they don't try that up in Brisbane. Yeah, Jennifer, your daddy was cheating. He got away with stuff.
You've met Jennifer. We know Jennifer. Trust me. She's
Yeah.
a chip off the old block. He
Yes.
was cheating.
Yes. Yeah, that there are times when your only option is to cheat, basically.
So hopefully I'm on limited. I'm not supposed to stress this hip at all for a while. And I can't sit in one place for 8 hours. I've got to get up, walk around. And it doesn't matter how much I walk around on a road trip. At the 8-hour mark, I need to find some place to bed
Yep.
down for the night. And the moron went unsaid, but apparently, when your hip starts hurting, that's your body's way of saying use the cane to take the weight off. And then he brought in a nurse to show me how to walk properly with a cane, which was, I think, I knew how to walk properly with a cane. I've been doing it for a while.
Jen, that does not surprise me at all. Not a bit. And I'm not going to ask where your dad was stationed.
Smile, pretend he didn't speak English. That's cheating.
Yeah.
I'm impressed, but that's cheating.
Oh, we did enough stuff. And, if a troop did today what we did back
Oh,
then,
no kidding.
they would be under the damn jail.
No kidding.
They wouldn't be in it, they'd be under it.
I used to have to call Colonel. There was an officer over me whose son-in-law I've been good friends with for most of my life.
Ah,
I used to have to call every morning so I could explain what my little bug snipes had been up to before it got to the colonel.
see Agbar, oh God. I know nothing. I wasn't there. There were no pictures.
It's nothing like having the CQ come in. We had to use landline. Kids, ask your parents.
Yeah.
Tell me, hey, there's a Lieutenant Colonel Kennedy on the line for you. Shit, what have they done this time? I told my little bastards, you need to let me know before I have to call Colonel Kennedy or Major Kennedy at the time.
Tom, Sergeant, why are the Czech police calling me here in Bavaria? Because you were a bad boy again. And they tracked you down this
Oh.
time. No, Kermit, we did not get into any beauty contest.
Yeah.
We were smarter than that.
There were spots. There were spots along the border between NATO and the Soviet Union that had been used going both ways so long the ruts were worn 6 inches deep in the dirt.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
That was the time that Nacho, my perpetual E4, which I understand they don't have anymore. Ignacio, the hell was his last name? Call him Nacho. All we ever called him, Nacho. And he was a perpetual E4. There wasn't, if there was a rule he didn't fold, spindle, or mutilate, it's because he didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Or regulation. He just didn't know about it. And this little bugger at Aberdeen got professionally insulted because the signal gun crew wasn't following the proper regulation for firing a signal gun. They weren't checking the barrel. And I kept telling him, why do you care? Why? You gonna steal it? Probably would have. Trust me, I wasn't the worst thing Nacho wound up stealing. But he yanks me out of bed one morning. Sarge, come look. So I was like, ugh. Go over to the barracks windows. I'm trying to sip my coffee, and there's a and they're doing the whole signal gun thing, and they fired a signal gun. And the gasoline-soaked tennis ball that Nacho had rammed down the barrel the night before took off for a national forest on fire. That was the sort of stuff I had to report to, I think it was Major Kennedy at the time. I had to report to him before the colonel found out.
Rick, I'm not even going to mention what y'all did in the gut in Yokosuka. Not going to mention that at all. Nor I'm going to say anything about some of the things that are still carved in the sides of buildings in Yokosuka. Yeah, Jen, the parade photos. Those were from the Playboy Club on base.
There are actually, I've seen a photo. As a matter of fact, a friend sent it to me of this little skinny little Mexican Chihuahua looking dude.
Yeah.
Wearing a Soviet Union border guards hat with his M81 woodland camouflage, one each. He was hungover. He swore to me, and that he didn't know how the hell he got a Soviet Union border guards hat. But he woke up in the barracks in his camouflage, in his BDUs. Nacho.
A friend of mine who relieved me, as a matter of fact, was at a location that didn't exist, guarded by the Turks.
Mm.
And
how is Hippodrome doing these days?
he might have traded certain items for other certain items, including food. in MREs with the Soviet border guards. And he came back with a full set of regalia.
I won't say anything. I won't mention, I will say a lot of things. I won't mention any names, but somebody at this table, probably Cedar, once wound up on the wrong side of the Iron Curtain after drinking bootleg Hungarian absinthe. Don't drink that shit. It's bad for you.
I have never seen the Green Fairy.
Oh. You know, if you wind up on the wrong side of the Iron Curtain in the 80s, you had to go talk to the regional security officer at the nearest American embassy. I didn't.
Yeah, Rick, he did a pretty good job of it. He also saved a little girl's life in a village up there. Gave him some medical stuff, and he had first aid training and saved the girl's life. And they gave him a prayer rug that was butt ugly, and it was layered with different colors down through the rug. Come to find out, it had been made in the 12th century. And the reason for the change in the colors was as the tribe migrated, the dyes changed. That rug worth a considerable amount of money. So he hung it on the wall, where it still hangs today in his house. Turks were a little strange. Turkish officers could kill 5 a year without getting in trouble. 5 enlisted a year without getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I want that get out of jail free card.
Sergeants could kill 2.
I'll take it. It's not nearly as much fun, but I'd take that one too.
For
Well,
encouragement of the others.
well, he found out one night when he walked out to take a break from where he was and was smoking a cigarette, taking a break. He had noticed that the guard was kind of nodding off, and all of a sudden heard a gunshot. And needless to say, come hauling ass, headed back in. And there stood the Turkish captain with his pistol out. And he just shot the guard. So he asked him why. And he said, because he was asleep.
Yes.
Well, won't you get in trouble? No, I've only shot 3 this year. Oh.
I mean, I have to say that would certainly stiffen the watch resolve.
Well, it didn't do all that much good because he shot 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if Nacho had, or if the border guard had Nacho's hat. If Nacho remembered, I'm sure he could tell us. Blackout drunk. It was the 80s.
Russian railway pocket watches for sale. In Turkey, pretty much everything's for sale.
Not just my little bug snipes. Okay, Jim's going to have to. On ships, there's great, huge binoculars mounted on little
Big eyes.
Steel cones, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, my little bug snipes, not just Nacho, all of them, pooled their money and bought one with Soviet markings on it. And we're trying to figure out how to get it back home.
Just to give you a bit about size, they are about 2.5 to 3 feet long.
That's about right.
They're about 6 inch in diameter on the big end. And they weigh about 70 pounds.
And apparently it came off of some Soviet vessel and they had it. So, where the hell did you get this? Sarge, don't ask. Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
I once got a package in Sigonella thrown out the window of an airplane at me that might have had an international incident surrounding it, since it was a Soviet ensign off the back of a Soviet ship.
Naval flag. Not the officer, but officers have been thrown too.
The naval flag itself.
Yeah.
He'd over scratch off the Russian markings. Yeah, they don't come off that easy.
Speaking as the NCOIC, I kind of know where they got it so that inevitable damage could be contained.
Yeah. Well, the reason I ended up catching the flag as it came out the window of the airplane wrapped up was because the British consul was going to search the airplane when it taxied in. Not
Got-
saying we did
because-
strange shit.
The Brits had stolen a Soviet naval incident.
Yeah. Aircrew, Brit aircrew, no less.
Surprised me. I'd say I'm shocked, but I'd be lying.
Almost as bad as the day that we were out prosecuting a boat in Central Med. And we had two S3s from our sister squadron, VS-24, out there in Cedar. And they wanted to come play. So we're out there swapping off who's low boy, high boy, playing around. And we hear this Brit crew come into the area. And they're going, "Oh, are you hot? Yeah. Can we play? Sure. You're high boy. All right, we're taking half-hour turns. You'll get down eventually." And about 10 minutes later, we hear this very broken voice helicopter. It was the HS squadron off the Momsen, the destroyer, who wanted to play. So we made him high boy at 10,000 feet. And he's going, "I think I can get there." So we tracked this guy for basically 8 hours, our entire mission. And I think I deployed 14 buoys for 8 hours. Everybody was dropping buoys.
That's a lot of buoys in the water.
Well, a half hour at a time. This was a quiet submarine. So
Okay.
we were actually working for it. The problem was the reporting, because everybody went back and reported their mission. And Sixth Fleet went kind of squirrely because all of a sudden they had reports of 6 submarines in Central Med instead of the 1 submarine there actually was.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it got a little bit interesting.
We steal flags from Pineland.
Yeah.
Got a Pineland Defense Force flag around in storage somewhere. I had a Pineland Resistance shoulder patch somewhere. No idea where that thing is. Oops. We need oops. Oops.
Richard says 72, 73 for Hiracha.
Huachuca.
That. Shack was about 100 feet from the 521st. So they kept getting bomb threats called in. So Wax would go in various state of dress to get evaded to
Yeah.
outside.
I had stopped my little bug snipes from going. One time we were across a quad from a female barrack, and I discovered my little bug snipes had figured out how to get in there and pull a fire alarm at 2 in the morning.
Yeah. Krasnovian flags are fairly rare. Yes.
Speaking of Krasnovian flags, the eARC, the early advanced reader copy, electronic advanced reader copy,
Yeah.
for Monster Hunter Files 2 is out.
Yes, it is. And it's well worth it. Your story's good.
Eh,
Your story is good. Shush. I'm trying to sell books, not discourage people.
Got it.
I will say that Nick and Mike's story is really good. If you worry about Grim Berlin, they bring Grim Berlin to life. So you probably need to read. And then Mike Massa, if he's on here,
No, Mike's not with us today.
is the king of overachievers. Apparently, he turned in a 20,000 word short story.
That's not a short story. That's a novella.
For those that
Wow.
may not understand the Krasnovian Pineland thing,
Pineland is very specific.
well, it's not as specific as you think it is.
Oh, I know it's very specific.
For you, maybe, not for the rest of us.
For Pineland, during Operation Robin Sage, which is the graduation ceremony for Special Forces, it's either 11 or 18 counties in North Carolina around Fort Bragg, and they become the 82nd Airborne out of Bragg becomes the government opposition forces, the government military, and the shopkeepers and Boy Scouts and various non-combat troops become the Pineland Resistance Force, and your
Moonshiners.
Your special forces that are graduating, they have to take these Boy Scouts and high school track teams and non-combat arms and lead them, train them and lead them in insurgent activity against the 82nd Airborne. It's Robin Sage, and it's Pineland is the country that's been taken over by a coup, and the 82nd Airborne is playing the OPFOR for the government forces, and then the Republic of Pineland Defense Force are the insurgents that the Green Berets are teaching how to be insurgents. And that's the used to be the graduation ceremony.
The Navy and Marine Corps also use Pineland, Krasnovia, and a few others. Atropia as part of exercises. Some of them are tabletop, some of them are real, and some of them are simulated. So they will, when we were doing fleet X's, you would either be protecting Krasnovia or taking Krasnovia, depending. And Pineland was either a white force, a blue force, or an orange force. And it was usually an island. So, yes, I've played both Krasnovian and Pineland forces.
They had a bad incident several years back where Richard mentions that the North Carolina State Troopers get a case of beer for every Special Forces guy they catch. I don't know if that's still going on. That used to be a thing. There was an issue. Everybody knows when Robin Sage is about to start. They've been doing Robin Sage for over 20 years. And the folks in those 11 or however many counties know what's going on and love it because everybody gets in on it.
Yeah.
The
shopkeepers, everybody.
The Special Forces guys maybe still used to get monopoly money, scrip. They could pay for Pineland scrip. You pay for stuff. Well, several years back, a cop during Robin Sage pulled over a Special Forces candidate. And the candidate thought the cop knew what was going on. The cop alleges he didn't know and wound up shooting the Special Forces candidate.
Yeah.
So I understand that a bunch of that's been tailored back, which is a shame. Robin Sage used to be a hell of a lot of fun.
That cop's no longer there either.
Yeah, it better not be.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad place to be assigned if you shot a Special Forces candidate for being Special Forces.
Yeah. But the there are always training exercises going on all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the problems that the Navy has, and to a certain extent the Air Force has in the Pacific, is there are more exercises, trilats, bilats, than there are troops and outfit and equipment to participate. And we used to have this thing called OPFOR and FIRS 4. OPFOR was the operational forces.
Opposition forces.
Well, operational forces and the personnel forces. And there was an op tempo and a pers tempo that went with it. The op tempo was how much you were supposed to be at sea versus how much you were supposed to be ashore. The pers tempo was how many hours you were supposed to be working against a normal week. Now, a normal week for the military is 60 to 80 hours, not 40. So you end up with an op tempo that has you committed 174 days out of 160. And you have a pers tempo that's got you committed 18 hours a day for 174 days. Guess what? things don't work. So you get exercises that don't get filled. And this happens more often than not. Also with the Marines, especially with 31st MEU down in Okinawa, they would be committed to Carrot, which was down in Indonesia, be committed to an operation in Korea at the same time, and be committed to maintaining, quote unquote, a shipboard presence at Sasebo. So you got people that are supposed to be in 3 places at once, in three different countries.
Oof.
And then you wonder what has to give. So they send, a company here, a company there, a company somewhere else. And that's why we now have Marines that are being stationed in Australia for a full tour.
Stay away from Bondi Beach.
Yeah.
Well, they're actually all the way up at Brisbane, so they're all the way up in the north end of the state. Yeah, that one's blowing up in a lot of people's faces.
I went viral with a couple of posts about that. I probably need to stop doing that. So books coming out. The whole Flicker Fox thing, that's going to, if it comes out, will be a next year thing. I don't have the spoons.
Nor do I, and I'm the one that will be illustrating it.
Tomorrow the story selection for Plasma Pulp 2.
Lost Worlds.
Lost Worlds, that's tomorrow. It'll come out day after Christmas, I think. Or which one do we have coming up? No, that's
Uncanny Valley is coming out the day after Christmas. We have a triple threat releasing the day after Christmas. We have the Weird Map in Mr. Glim's Skull, which is a boys' adventure book, releases on December 26th. It currently is in pre-order. The book by Tiffany Ross, T.C. Ross, Blood Diamonds, will be releasing as a full novel the day after Christmas.
Yep.
And the anthology that Rita just edited and collated the stories for Uncanny Valet will be released the day after Christmas. Because a lot of people get Amazon gift cards for Christmas, so we want to give you guys something to spend those on.
Yeah. We don't want you to go around going, "Oh Lord, what will I spend my Amazon gift card on?" We're kind that way. We're helping out.
Yes.
Yeah, Rick.
We're helping.
Penny packets are an invitation to feed in detail.
Yeah.
They have not learned in the puzzle. Well, they have learned in the Puzzle Palace. The problem is the Congress critters and the politicians who have, shall we say, effed that up to a significant extent. You talk about submarines having been a submariner. A friend of mine was the CEO of Columbus, and they did 122 days at sea.
Oof.
Consecutive.
Oof.
Slightly more than what we're supposed to have.
Yeah.
They were also a shooter in 2003. So he decided to do Steel Beach. Well, there's a slight problem with doing Steel Beach on a submarine. One, he had no beer. Two, the Steel Beach is kind of small. But since everybody else was doing it, he said, screw it, they're going to do it too. And so he issued chits for every man on the boat to get 2 beers. Then he had to go find beer. So he drove up to where the battle group was, surfaced in the battle group, and goes, "Hey, anybody got spare beer?" Turns out there was a destroyer that had a few extra cases.
Oh, the trading for that must have been biblical. Title of the children's adventure book: The Map in Mr. Glimmer's Skull.
The Weird Map in Mr. Glim's Skull.
Yeah.
I've been calling it Glim for short.
So yes, Rick, they did an unrep in the middle of the Indian Ocean got the beer. They also traded for a couple of grills, apparently.
Nice.
You can already have grills.
Not that you could put on the deck.
How odd.
Steel Beach, you surface
Yeah.
and have the cookout on the deck. At least that's what most ships do.
Right.
They had to surface first.
Right.
They had to have a grill. They had to have charcoal for the grill.
You don't already have that.
No,
They don't expect to do a Steel Beach then. Okay.
No, he was
they were doing all this on the fly. Yeah. So as they head back into Pearl Harbor, a number of months later, one of his supply clerks came to him and said, "Skipper, can I have one of my chits back? I just want to have, because nobody's going to believe this shit." So he had the yeoman laminate one of those chits for every person and gave it to him. And then he reached in his pocket and pulled his out of his billfold and showed it to him. But yeah, submariners are as creative as anybody else. And on that news, folks, we've wasted another hour of your time. 71 days is still too long.
That's why I was Army.
Yes, grills are hard to light when they're underwater. Keep the folks up in Washington State and Oregon in your mind as they go through some significant weather up there.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For our Chinese versions of fun.
If you're getting ready to travel for Christmas, travel safe. And remember, the idiots abound out there.
yes.
It's an idiot. It's a idiot rich environment this year.
Yeah, especially with, yeah. And remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. And we'll see you Thursday.
Y'all be safe.
Bye-bye.